Radio, guys. We're over here now on the Dial Australia stand. I have Tom Slater with me. Tom, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Pleasure to be here.
Thanks, mate. We're going to go through and pick the eyes out of some of the cool products that I think that you legends will want to hear about. Mate, talk us through this brand new reel.
Yeah, so Gekkogen Air TW. So from the JDM market, it's a saltwater bait finesse reel or BFS reel. I guess the difference of what sets this apart is, as I said, made for the saltwater and made for a braid tune bait finesse reel.
Yep.
So most of the other BFS reels on the market are tuned for the American market using fluoro line. We obviously use a lot more PE line here, so this one's tuned for that with a special braid.
Yep. Just to look at cosmetically, this thing's pretty tricked up, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks great. Obviously matches up with something like an in-feed bait cast rod. Cast sub 1 gram on a bait caster. So.
Now, while obviously that bait finesse thing is going to be fantastic, for me straight up, I'm thinking a frog and reel.
Yep.
I'm using those in-feet, in-feet rods already, so bang that on one of those light in-feets, kick your curlies, it's going to be absolutely perfect.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
High retrieve rate as well.
Yep, 8.5.
So you can buzz out of that snag nice and quick and get that cast back in. Mate, more importantly, when are these available and what's our recommended retail?
They're going to be available in a couple of weeks and $5.49.
Yeah. So look, at that probably high end, sort of the bait caster market, but you know in this market you exactly get what you pay for. So.
Yeah, 100%. To get that performance with the light lures, you do need to spend a little bit more money, but as I said, that kick a curly rod, I can't wait to do that.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Absolutely can't wait. Stay tuned because it's almost bass season. Okay, we're over here now on the hard body section, mate, and this is one I am very, very excited about. This is the Monster Rolling Crank.
Yeah, so actually, been in the works now for a couple of years, and we did the smaller rolling crank, the 32mm version, but just wanted to upgrade kind of size to sit between that kind of hybrid bass to brim, perch, crankbait. So 42mm, bit over 6 grams, dives to around 10-11 feet on 10 pounds. So.
For me, looking straight up at that, it's going to be that kind of crank, that average weekend angler that's out there having a crack. If he's in that mid sort of sections of any tidal system, if you're fishing a rock wall, mate, and you don't know whether you're going to come across a bass, a perch, or a brim, that is going to be the absolutely perfect crankbait to tie on.
Yeah, 100%. And we've got a good mix of like some more bassy style colours like the red craw and the chartreuse, and then your old staples, brown suji, and a couple of natural ones as well. So
yet again, how many colours in the range of these guys?
I think 8 colours in this one, and they'll be in stores in September, so not too far away.
So yet again, you've nailed it, bang it, at the beginning of bass season. And that retail, mate, that mid $20 range?
I think $21, $22.99. So.
And look, we've spoken about this a little bit recently. I think people like yourselves, real fishermen in the industry, you can pick that market at the moment, and to bring a price point producting like that in this economy, you've absolutely nailed it. So,
yeah, appreciate that, mate. So yeah, I'm looking forward to throwing these around the rivers up your way and catching a few bass on them in bass season, so it's going to be good.
Stay posted, I reckon you'll see this a lot. Finally, mate, this is very, very exciting. A brand new one for you guys. Probably a market you haven't really dived into yet. This is the gar.
Yeah, it's a 10-inch gar that we've been working on this for quite a while. We wanted to make a new material for this. So this is a brand new sinking version of our Elastamax material. So still that stretchy, durable TPE, but a sinking version of it now.
Unreal.
So as those big flatties on the flats and unweighted, we need to be able to fish it on a worm hook and have it sink naturally. So yeah, did a sinking material, 10-inch with the big articulated joint in the belly there. Gets a really nice action. And then we worked really hard to input some rigging options in this with some stinger.
I'll put a cutaway in here of exactly what we're looking at there. She's pretty detailed in the bottom.
Yeah, so it can hold like a mustard hoodlum, like live bait hook, thread the stinger cord or a PE, and have that stinger tucked nice up.
Unreal.
Keep it nice and neat rigged and keep it tracking straight when you got a stinger.
Unreal. Mate, there's 6 fantastic colours in the range, and this little head scoop here for me is quite interesting. To me, like you said, you've got that weight in the plastic, it's going to naturally sink down, and when you give that a hop, explain to the viewers, what's that scoop going to do exactly? Yeah,
so Hickson is actually key to coming up with that kind of scooped head design. He wanted it that it keeps it tracking down, so with the when you rig it on a worm hook, you don't want them to come up too fast. You still want it to kind of do that darting jerkbait style action. So that scooped head keeps the bait there, and also helps hide that weedless point. So you can fish it through the snag, through the weed, and not get so much weed on it. So.
Essentially, it's just acting as a natural sort of bib, making it dive down. Well, guys, definitely, you said maybe around that October, mate?
Yeah, end of October, early November, the gars will be in stores, and 6 colours.
And yet again, when are the big flated out? October, November, so you've nailed that again, mate. What's the retail going to be on these guys?
$11.99, same as a standard pack of bait junkie, so 2 per pack, and that's the one you're looking for.
pretty well priced yet again. Well, Tom, really appreciate you spending the time here today to show all these legends at home these fantastic products. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Rightio guys, we're over here on the Rapala stand. I've got the man of the moment here, Mick. Thanks for joining us, mate.
No worries.
Mate, something very exciting you guys have been working on behind the scenes for some time is the Crush City range. We all know the last sort of 12 months, it's really taken the market by storm, mate.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty good. I think the best thing was we spent so much time developing the product, and it was pretty much the whole lot was developed for here in Australia. So
developed just up the road to catch fish right here in Australia.
100%. So we spent a lot of time and like one of the big things we did was try to get the best action we could out of each shape. So we've actually just released a new range now, so it's pretty much a size extension from our first year. So, we've got a 5 and a 7-inch jerk shad, which, I really like chasing some of those big floodies, and I like going offshore chasing some of those pelagics. You can't go past the bubblegum 5-inch for chasing like your longtails and all those
snapper, dewy, you name it.
And then obviously we got the big guy here, which I've actually been chasing some really big flooded in the shallows, rigging them on a worm hook with a stinger setup, but also going to be one of those great things for the guys, on chasing big snapper in the shallows sort of thing. So. And
yet again, they're just keeping that same technology that the previous crushes had, that super tough technology in the plastic. So.
Yeah, and obviously salt and centrifuge in them, so add a little bit of extra, added thing as well with the materials in it.
One of your most popular models, I guess, hopefully I'm not talking out of school there, last time around was the Imposter. It was hugely
100%.
popular, and check this guy out, come in and check that out. Now we've got a 4.5-inch in some absolutely killing colours there too, mate. What did you just have in mind in growing this guy up to that 4.5-inch?
We sort of, with the whole range, we wanted to just be able to target some of those bigger fish species. So, your barramundi, obviously some of your big demersals offshore. So, I locally here, we're lucky we've got a good population of big threadfin salmon. I've been catching a lot of salmon on them. Just deadly on a really slow retrieve.
That real finesse approach.
Yeah, the material's quite soft, so all those appendages and stuff do a lot of action at a really low speed. So yeah.
And let's face it, there's nothing that swims in an estuary offshore that doesn't need a prawn imitation or a shrimp imitation. Yeah. So Mick, even better, these are in store right now. They hit shelves yesterday, so go check them out. Crush City, your local tackle store. Alrighty guys, we're over here now on the Jollip Lure stand with Matt Fraser, and yet again, Matt, you've outdone yourself, mate. You've raised the bar yet again.
Oh, mate, it's all about hookups. It's all about hookup rates, conversion rates, and catching those fish and doing it, the best possible way you can.
Now, while Matt's got a stack of new models this year, they're all like Matt does. There's got a lot of moving parts to them, a lot of thought, a lot of process goes into making them. But what we're going to talk about here today is the stinger shrimp. There's 4 sides in this stinger shrimp. Talk us through the design of this guy, mate.
So basically it's a TPE soft lure. It's the first soft lure we've done at Baramba. We've got an internal lead rig on it, and then we've got an assist hook that attaches to that. There's also a belly chin eyelet there. You can put an extra of the chin nuts on them to sink them down if you want. But as they are, even though it's a little bit complex, it's so simple to fish. You just tie it on and cast it, and the hookup rate is sensational. We're getting over 50% of hookups on the stinger hook.
I think, look, in this day and age, fishing is a new pastime for a lot of people. That throw and retrieve lure is becoming more and more popular. And something that's simple, you don't really need to be technical about, like you said, you tie it on, throw it out and hop it along. So
yeah, super simple, super effective, and we've got them in eight colours.
Yep. What are the sizes, mate? They're available.
So we've got the 55mm, the little guy for bream.
Yep.
So that's that little guy there. We've got the 90mm, which it comes in the finesse version for flatties, and then we've got a heavy duty version for Jackson Barra, and then we've got the big 125 and the heavy duty. All got BKK assists on them.
I think, look, prawns, everyone's doing a prawn these days, but you've obviously set the benchmark a little bit different here, mate. You've got that stinger, but I will mention your finishes. There are a lot, probably colours that we haven't seen in that sort of soft plastic prawn plastic range before, mate. So
we've got a lot of UV colours, some natural colours, glow in the darks as well. So yeah, a lot of different colours that suit a whole different species.
More importantly, mate, what's our retail price, and when do these our viewers expect to see these hit the shelves?
So these are sort of 6 to 8 weeks away. I'm hoping to have some of the 90s here ready for the Flatty Classic. But the little guys are $15.95 retail. The 90 finesses are $17.95. The 90 heavy duties are $19.95, and the big guys are $24.95.
Unreal. So competitively priced in the market as well, mate, for a superior product.
There's a lot of work and a lot of time goes into the rigging and the assist hooks and the TPE product that is. And I'll fish these all day. This is one I've fished for 2 sessions and caught over 20 fish on the one rig. And
he's still good to go.
The assist's nearly worn out, but you can get assist hooks as replacement packs.
Perfect.
So, and they're very easy to re-rig out. That rig just comes out. I'll do it on this guy here. Comes out and you can change them out. It's a little bit tight, you don't want them to get the pants.
Of course, for sure.
But once they're out, give me a second. You can easily just loop that assist hook on there and change that assist rig out. That's the, we've got low centre of gravity, so it keels and it swims down evenly. And pop them. And they just get eaten, mate.
Unreal.
And I'm so stoked.
Well, mates, yet again, you haven't disappointed the fans here, Baramba Lure fans. You've risen that bar once again, guys. You heard it here first. 6 to 8 weeks. Head into your local tackle store. Most good tackle stores will be stocking these guys, so check them out. The Baramba
Stinger Shrimp.
Stinger Shrimp.
The sting in the tail.
All right, one more cracking product here from the Baramba stables. Yet again, very unique design. This is the Vibinator range, mate. Talk us through this guy.
Yeah, so we've got 2 models, the Vibinator 58 and the Vibinator 38, little dude there. So the key feature of these is the twin assist hooks on the 58 and the system of being able to rig 2 hooks on a hard body.
Just might come into this one and we've got a diagram there we can show you in a minute, but pretty unique sort of rigging system there, mate. Just talk us through the thought behind
We've got a clear body there, so you can see that assist line goes through the lure, and you just got to double it onto a split ring, and that locks into position. That allows you to run 2 sets of assist at a distance that don't foul up with each other. So it just increases your hookup rate massively, obviously conversion rate.
And we'll roll through the timber a little bit better than trebles as well, mate.
They're better than trebles for not hooking up for sure. So yeah, just got those features of assist hook on a vibe, and they also float up off the bottom when you sit them on the bottom, and same with the little guys as well. And that hook's sitting up like that. We just got the single on that guy, 4.5 grams, 12.8 grams. In 8 pretty cool colours.
Very cool colours. Now, we've actually got them running in the tank here behind us, and I can hear them rattling away through that solid Perspex little tank you've got there, mate. Check out that guy going around. Now, we're going to run down here just to sort of explain a little bit better on the diagram here.
You can see how the assist cord comes through the
chambers.
The Baramba assist chamber. It's world's first design. No one's ever done this before that I know of setting up the hooks, wraps around the split ring, and then locks into that chamber. And it does the job. Just works, and it just increases your hookup rate. One other little key feature, you've got a chin eyelet on it as well, so you can, if you want to fish that deeper and faster, you can put the chin nuts on it, and it actually. The action isn't affected at all. It's still excellent. So you're doing BC.
Mate, when I knew I was going to come and see you today, I hadn't seen exactly the products that you had available, but like I've just mentioned before, you never cease to amaze in ingenuity, just pushing that bar that little bit higher, mate. You've just got that attention for detail, and it's those little details that make a difference.
Yeah, thank you. I just hope the public embrace them, and I'm so pumped to be doing your basic brim bass flathead lures that just catch and increase your hookup rates.
For sure.
And
yet again, mate, retails and when these guys are going to hit the shelves?
Same sort of 6 to 8 weeks away. And $22.95. They're
very well priced.
And $18.95 for the little guys.
Unreal.
So very well priced, and I'm
very excited. Yeah, I can tell, mate. Yet again, guys, that 6 to 8 weeks, you've heard it here first. These guys are going to be hitting the shelves. Perfect time for that springtime yellow belly fishing. The bass are going to be underway. head in and check out the Vibinators. Rightio guys, we're over here now on the Your Outdoor Experience stand, and I have Simon with me. Mate, thanks for taking your time out today to show us some of your goodies.
Yeah, no problem. Well, great to meet everyone. We just, the new lure that's just arrived and everyone's going for it pretty well is the Knocker Knocker, that's the big one we first got. So sent it, really looks crazy. It's got everything on it. We actually tried it at the clearance. We get sent prototypes and we threw it at the clearance, and the second cast Glenn got underneath the bridge, it absolutely got smashed. We got a 36 to the fork, so we thought, okay, we're going to try that. So we're bringing them in. There's two different types.
They're well presented, mate. Very
Awesome.
Well presented.
Yeah.
We know with the Japanese, there's one thing they're good at, and it is attention to detail. And
Yeah.
pretty cool looking lure, mate.
Yeah, so when it comes in, you get the box. There's actually a form that sits on top of it, a little bit of foam on top, and there's a piece of paper that comes with it. So it's all nice and neatly packaged. Swidden's amazing. So there's two different types. You've got a floating one of the big type, and you've got a subsurface which just sits down the bottom. We reckon the cod guys would love it. I can't believe a bass ate that, which we think those parents of the bass are absolutely awesome. We love them, and the Richmond, especially us Queensland boys. So we're not used to those type of aggressiveness. And then this is a small one. It's a prototype. They're only still on order. As you can see, you just work it really slow.
All this little appendages spinning and spinning around there, and this is just a pure simple reaction bite, isn't it? Correct. Driving them nuts. You're not trying to emulate another bait fish. It is literally annoy the hell out of them and they're going to come and smash it.
Correct. Because the river bass, they just want to eat anything and everything. They're just going to get onto it. We've had a couple of guys that walked up to us and want to use them on trout, which we've done that, thank you so much. So that gives us another thing we can push.
Yep.
Then we've got the new crank that's come out. It's called an SDA. That's a new colour. So this one here, we can put a chin weight on the bottom. So we're actually using a TT chin weight. It doesn't matter what size, you put whatever you want, and that can adjust to whatever depth. So you can sit it on the bottom and just slowly run it along the bottom slowly, which our Somerset bass love. Anything that's walking along the bottom, they're going to noise it. But you also can sink that down to that 20-foot mark. Yep. Just adjust your weights.
Yep.
So,
well, now that colour, anyone that fishes the rivers back home will know that is going to absolutely slay the Australian bass. Mate, is that colour going to be available in the very popular Hide Up 150 range?
correct.
Yep.
Everything we bring in, we'll try out on a different lure, and then it's up to you guys. If you guys show us that we can get it done and sell it, we'll bring it in and change it. We got a number of colours that are designed by the tackle guys, which is you. If you come back to us and tell us that you want a colour, we'll make a colour for you, try it out, and then we'll start batching it. And like this good gentleman and his son designed the colours for us, and we were over the moon about it.
Well, I'm just going to actually dive over here. Actually, we might dive into the 150 range.
He's asking me if we got that colour. Of course we got that colour.
So this one here, guys, like Simon said, you know, these are designed by real fishermen to catch fish in their actual rivers, and this colour for me, I grew up fishing this colour. Now let's just dive into the back here. You can see it's called RR Bone Black. Now most people would not have a clue what that stands for. That stands for Richmond River Bone Black. Now that's the sort of details as a fisherman that we love to see in new legends that run a great family run business, because you listen to the anglers. You're not one of these big companies that will just go and flop mold something or say, hey, we want that because this company's done it. You're actually reaching out to people. And while I might be being biased, because this is my colour, it's really refreshing, you know, to see you guys listening. And guys, you never know. If you've got a colour idea out there, you never know. It might end up in the HU 150 range. You just never know.
Yeah, we appreciate it. If you guys can come talk to us, come talk to Glenn or anyone and have a chat to us, get back to us at what colours, we definitely will take it in consideration and have a look. I mean, a really close mate of ours called Adrian Mulcair, that's one of his colours he designed, and it was on his 50th. So we actually can see there, we call it AM50. So he designed it on his 50th birthday. So we made sure he knew, and we appreciated him very much. We sell a hell of a lot of that colour. So we make colours that work, and that's something that we talk to the fishing guys. If it doesn't work, we don't sell it.
And for you guys as a consumer, those names mean nothing to you. But for those that know that these guys will listen, that's the difference between a good lure and a not so good lure. So mate, really appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to chat to us.
We appreciate you guys and your course.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks. Thank you.
We're over here on the Swell Outdoor stands with Liam, and mate, you got some cool new products from Strike King here.
We do. We've got the Strike King XD range in, so we've got a variety of baits here. We've got your really big stuff for your cod guys. We've got your mid-range stuff for your deep cranking, like your Somerset Dam type technique. You've got your little tiny river style size.
Something to suit nearly everything you want to do with the crankbait.
And we've got the red eye shads and the little bitsy shad. Been really popular baits for a long period of time from Strike King.
Now, one thing with Strike King, I think, is it's a well-known product, as we know in the States. A couple of things about it is it's a durable product. Some pretty big names back the Strike King brand, and it's at a price point, mate.
Yeah. KBD obviously cranking, fishing these baits for a lot of years. You know, the American scene, you know, it's huge over there. You know, we're finally sort of slowly picking it up and getting there. But yeah, Strike King, big company, big lures, been on the market.
Quality product,
and
mate.
Now available in Australia.
And I think if you're one of these gentlemen, you know, you used to fish for bass in the 80s and the 90s when it was in its absolute prime, you know, fished a lot of that cotton cordell sort of stuff.
Yep.
These will really resonate with you. Check out your local tackle store and see if they've got the Strike King lures in stock.
If not, ask for them.
Rightio, legends, we're over here on one of my favourite stands now. We're over here on the My Lure Box stand with John. John, thanks for having us, mate.
Nice to have you in, Joey.
Mate, you've got some pretty cool products. Anyone that's fished for big flathead would know your very, very popular soft glide. Mate, you've got some really cool new stuff. Talk us through what you've got here.
Right, I've got another really big bait. This is a paddle glide.
Yep.
So it's a paddling glide bait that comes rigged, ready with all of the big componentry.
Dive in here and have a look, guys. It's a little bit unique in the, you can see the nice big paddle tail there.
So that paddling tail, when you stop that bait, it allows the bait to stay level like a bait fish does.
Yep.
And then as you're bringing it in, you can slow roll or burn it and it'll stay level, beautiful big body roll.
Yep.
It comes with these little foam inserts that can change the suspension and slow
Yep.
sink, really slow sink. Also comes fitted with a big 1 ounce in the front there
Yep.
as well. So you can fish them at any speed, any depth.
Now, one thing I'm just going to dive into here is you can tell these guys are doing this in Australia, designed in Australia for Australian fish. We were just over with Matt from Bramble Lures before, and he has the same attention to detail. Like, that is a pretty unique thing, having that foam in there. Instead of adding lead, like a lot of guys do with chin weights, we're actually taking that away to add it. So very unique. Like you said, you've got that weight there, so it's going to stay nice and keeled.
Yep.
One quick thing I'm going to dive into, I'm loving this. When I was into the bass tournament scene, everyone used to get crook at me for rigging me slider grubs upside down because that's the way I'd rig me tail.
Yeah.
And I was not many people did it, so I'm a big fan of that upward tail like that. Huge fan of that.
The only way I could get a level fall with
Yep.
a paddling lure and a paddling soft glide bait, that's the only way I could get it
Unreal.
done. Took a lot of work.
Yet again, mate, you've got some great colours there as well on the range.
Yeah, I reckon maybe Murray cod fishermen are going to love this.
Yep.
I've got stuff for big flathead, there's barra stuff in here, and we've been getting some big dewy on them too.
I was going to say for sure, Big Jew's going to smash that guy.
Yeah.
Mate, I know one that you've been very excited about is this little fella.
Yeah.
Let us, dive into that one.
Probably 25 years I've been chasing jacks and skipping plastics into mangroves.
Yep.
And so I've always had frustrations with little plastics that get short strikes. So I've built a stinger arrangement onto a little plastic here that
Yep.
can be burnt along pontoons or slow rolled out of cover.
Yep.
And they're not going to get snagged up. It's got a weighted EWG and that tail again to allow it to fall level.
Yep.
So that tail there works the whole time she's in the water. You're burning along a pontoon and then you stop at the end of it or at the end of a lay down.
It's not laying
stays
over,
level.
it's staying
doesn't go
up.
down like an
Unreal.
unnatural bait. It stays like a bait in the
Yep.
water. And
That
they've
jack
been slamming
colour,
jacks.
that's pretty special.
Oh, yeah.
Baby
Yeah.
jack colour, unreal, and some great ones through the range there as well.
Yeah, so they're my two new products this year, mate. I've filmed at AFTA for years and now I've got a stand and I'm hoping that it's going to be a thing.
And mate, if anyone watching here at home wants to tune into your stuff, where do they find you over on YouTube, mate?
You can go to My Lure Box on YouTube and there's a whole load of videos there with tips and a whole lot of fishing action.
Unreal, mate. Well, thanks for. Actually, before we leave, what's our dates? How do we get a hold of these new products? Are they going to be in stores or retail prices?
Yeah, so I'm selling them myself direct at the moment, so you can get them online at the moment. The stock is running out and I'll probably have more stock. I think early October you'll be able to get some more stock. There's limited stock still up there now.
And what are we looking at for a pack of these retail prices?
$33.50 and $46.50 for those.
Unreal.
Yep.
And like I've said, guys, you're not buying a product that's just flopped out of a factory overseas. They're designed right here in Australia, fished by real fishermen like John. Thanks for having us, mate.
Sweet, mate.
We're over here now on the EJ Todd stand, and I have Pete with me. Pete, thanks for joining us, mate. Thanks. Got a really cool little neat product here that might be a little bit overlooked by most anglers.
Yeah, something people don't think about a lot, and that's looking after your braid. So it takes a fair bit of battering, swimming, going through the water, getting dirt on it, all sorts of stuff, salt water staying on it, not cleaning it off. And this power coat basically protects the braid. So you're spraying it on, you might want to cast a bit of line out, spray it on again, and soak through the braid. And it helps with casting distance as well as maintaining that braid as well.
And let's face it, this day and age, you might spend anywhere up to say $80, $90 for a spool of braid. So if you can just make the longevity of that a little bit more, well, it's worth its weight in gold.
$30 retail, worth having.
And that's going to last you a long time.
So plenty of sprays, plenty of applications.
Yeah, so that's a reapplication thing. So you might do it every, say, couple of weeks or a few fishing trips sort of thing? Unreal.
Just maintains it and casts further. So,
when's this in stock, mate?
In stock now.
Unreal.
So we've got this ready to go.
And if your local tackle store doesn't have it, ask them to get it in. Now we're on to Dobbins rods. If you've been in the fishing industry for any length of time, you know that Dobbins is a quality product. And the Fury series is sort of at the bottom end of the Dobbins, but very, very good product. You've got some new models in that range, Pete?
Yep, we've got 3 new models. We've got the 700 there, which is your 2 to 8 pound. That's the lightest of the Dobbins range, so a 00 or 0 power, 7 foot long. Then we go up to a 701, which is your 4 to 8 pound, and a 705, which is a 12 to 25. So we're just filling some gaps in that Fury range we haven't had before.
So some lighter, maybe plastic stuff up to that light sort of inshore snapper sort of stick to those plastics.
Barra, definitely something that impoundment barra, Fitzroy River, those sort of areas, throwing plastics for barra basically.
And keeping true to that Fury range, a good quality components at a pretty good price point for what you get.
$329 across the board,
Middle of the range, be getting a really quality product in the Fury. Right, our next one isn't for the faint-hearted. If you like throwing big baits and catching big fish, check out this fella. Tell us all about that fella, Pete.
That is the capsize from Biwa, the 12-inch model. Comes with spare or extra weights that you can plug into the plastic so you can add weight to it. It's pretty heavy as it is. Yeah, looking at 28 grams there of 280 grams, of weight. So quite a heavy lure. Definitely need a big rod to be casting this one. The guys chasing cod and big barra, that's right up their alley.
And I think, look, even some of those jewfish guys, especially right now, we have some weather pushing down the coast, big floods pushing out. A big jew's not going to have a problem with eating that. And I mean, sometimes isn't it cool just to have a cool big bait in your box, isn't it? And even if you're probably not going to catch a heap of fish on it, it's pretty cool. So definitely one, guys. There's a range of great colours there. Definitely one to check out at your local tackle store. Rightio, guys, we're over here on the Samaki stand, and we're with the one and only Tommy Wood. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Yeah, no worries, man. Good to see you.
Thanks, mate. You've got some pretty cool new products, mate. Talk us through what we're holding here.
So we've had a 60 out before in the past, but now we've just upgraded it to suit the guys. Bass fishing in the dams, jungle perch. It's got a cast weight in it now. It's a slimmer size, and it suspends perfectly out of the box. So this thing's going to be sick in Somerset next weekend in the ABT.
Yeah, it's a fantastic colour range as well, mate.
Cool colours, clear colours for freshwater, some saltwater stuff as well.
Now, the first question that jumps to mind is you being the Barra guru, as we all know, the Barra Barbie of the world. Have you thrown these at Shutdown Barra yet?
No, I think they're going to be good at kinching in that clear water. They're definitely going to eat them. We just got to be able to hang on to them. So
yeah, and some quality hooks on there, mate. Very strong hooks, so they're definitely going to hand it. Yeah, definitely check that one out, mate. When do these hit the shelves?
September, October. So
and that same sort of retail point. Right. In addition, mate, you've got a new 90 as well.
Yep. So we had the MS90 before, which got to about 6-8 foot, which is great in the shallow flats, but we wanted to get down to that 13 foot plus, and this thing does it perfectly. So out of the box, it's got YS81s. This thing's built like crazy.
Tough.
So
guys maybe up the territory that do a lot of that trolling, that little bit deep, it's going to be perfect. But mate, is this going to be any good for those guys out scoping, out deep? That little bit deeper, keep it down that little bit deeper.
100%. Those colder days, like that surface water gets cold, so this thing getting down to that warmer water, it's going to get a few extra bites, I think.
Awesome. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining us.